Hello friends, myself Dr. Nidhi Darbari in My Education Treasure. Today in my present video I am going to explain the model lesson plan of teaching civics. First of all, you have to write the general information, which is also called as marginal entries or preliminaries, which include lesson plan number, name of the school, date, class and section, period, subject, topic and duration of the period. Therefore, I have written the lesson plan number as 1. After that, name of the school is to be written. I have written the name Girls High School. After that, in date, I have written 24/3/25. In class, I have written 9 and in section, I have written C. The period in which I will be teaching is third, so I have written 3. I am going to teach the subject civics, so I have written civics, and the topic I will be teaching is Indian Constitution. The duration of my period is 40 minutes, so I have written 40 minutes. After you have written the preliminaries, you have to write the general aims. I have written about 18 general aims in my plan for students' convenience. The teacher should write only 5 general aims suitable to the topic he or she is going to teach. The general aims. General aims should be put down after writing all the above things. These general aims are almost the same in all the lessons. The aim of teaching civics is to achieve these aims or objectives. They are given below. To create interest in students on facts of social and political events occurring in the country. To develop the ability to take decisions logically on social, political and economic matters. Thirdly, to enable students to develop the power of using the acquired knowledge in unexpected situations. To prepare students to participate in collective social events. To train the students to remain disciplined in family and society by obeying the rules and regulations. To prepare the students to give up the self-interest for community well-being. To develop the curiosity and consciousness to bring about social change without any negative effect. To continuously make efforts to develop the qualities of ideal citizens. To bring about the development of qualities of sympathy, tolerance, sacrifice, cooperation, social service among students. To develop a feeling of international understanding among students. To inculcate the spirit of ideal citizenship. To teach the students the rights and duties of the citizens and the states. To teach students the lesson of self-control. To inculcate in the students the feeling of world brotherhood or world fraternity. To enable the students to grow into useful citizens of the society. To create and develop the interest for the study of the civics in the students. To develop the power of thinking, reasoning, imagination and decisions in the students. And lastly, to develop scientific outlook in the students. I have written all the aims of teaching civics for pupil teacher's convenience. But pupil teacher has to write any 5 aims most suitable to the topic he or she is going to teach in his or her lesson plan. After you have written the general aims of teaching civics, you have to write the specific aim of teaching the topic. Specific aim of teaching the topic should be only one suitable to the topic you are planning to teach. My topic is Indian Constitution, so my specific aim of teaching today is to make the students aware of the rights and duties of the citizen by giving them the knowledge of Indian Constitution. After you have finished with the specific aim, the next is method of teaching. According to the topic Indian Constitution, my method of teaching is lecture method and explanation. After this, in the technique of teaching, I have written question answer technique. The next heading is teaching aid, in which you have to write the teaching aid which you will be using. I have decided to make a chart depicting the Constitution of India and features of Indian Constitution. The next heading is the previous knowledge, in which I have written that the students are aware of the freedom struggle and freedom fighters. Now we come to the introduction. I have prepared 5 questions which are very simple, related to each other, based on the previous knowledge. The last question should be problematic, which the students may answer or they may not answer. I have prepared my first question: when did India get independence? The answer of which is India got independence in 1947. The next question is: who was ruling India before 15th August 1947? The students will answer that Britishers were ruling India before independence, that is 15th August 1947. The next question is: when did Britishers came to India? The students may answer that Britishers came to India in 1600 AD as traders. The next question the teacher will ask to name the freedom fighters who played a prominent role in Indian independence. The students will name some leaders like Gandhi, Nehru, Patel, Bose, who played a prominent role in Indian independence. After this, the last question, which is a problematic question, which the teacher will ask: who was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? The students may answer that B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution of India. If the students answer this problematic question, the teacher will proceed to the statement of aim, saying that yes, today we will be studying this topic like I have done Indian Constitution. If the students are unable to answer this question, the teacher will himself or herself give the answer and proceed to the statement of aim. The next is the statement of aim, which is necessary because psychologically the student should have clear-cut idea before him so that he can strive to achieve that aim. Therefore, the teacher should state the aim. In this, the teacher should clearly tell the students that they are going to study the topic Indian Constitution like I am doing. Today we are going to study about the Indian Constitution. Now we come to the presentation. For the sake of convenience, the plan will be divided into 2 units. Now we start with the first unit. I have divided the plan now into 4 columns. In the first column, I have written subject matter. In the second column, teacher activity will come. The third column is for student activity, and in the last 4th column, blackboard summary will be written. In the subject matter column, I have written the subject matter which I have taken. In the teaching activity column, I have written the teacher's statement which is as follows. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. It was adopted on 26 January 1949. It came into effect on 26 January 1950. Then one developing question will be asked. How do we celebrate 26 January? The students will answer that 26 January is celebrated as Republic Day. Then the next teacher statement is that the Constituent Assembly was created to draft the Indian Constitution. It was presided over by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Another developing questions will be who was the chairman of the drafting committee? The students will answer that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee. The teacher will then state that he is widely considered to be the architect of the Constitution of India. Indian Constitution is the world's largest constitution. At its commencement, it had 395 articles, 22 parts, and 8 schedules. It consists of approximately 1,45,000 words. Currently, it has a preamble, 25 parts with 12 schedules, 5 appendices, 470 articles, and 101 amendments. The students will listen to the teacher patiently. The topic Indian Constituent Assembly will be written on the blackboard. The main points, like Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the chairman and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee. It is the longest constitution. Currently, our constitution has a preamble, 25 parts with 12 schedules, 5 appendices, 448 articles, and 101 amendments. The next is the comprehensive questions of first unit. I have prepared 5 questions based on the first unit, which I have already explained. The main aim of comprehension question is to have a clear idea whether the students have understood the lesson or not. I have framed 5 questions on the content of first unit, like when was the Constitution of India adopted? The answer of which is that the Constitution of India was adopted on 26th November 1949. The next question which I have framed is, why was the Constituent Assembly of India created? The answer of which is that the Constituent Assembly of India was created to draft the Indian Constitution. The third question which I have framed is, when did the Constitution of India came to effect? The answer of which is that the Constitution of India came to effect on 26th of January 1950. The fourth question which I have prepared is, at the commencement, how many articles, parts and schedule did it comprised? The answer of which is, at its commencement, it comprised of 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedules. The next question which I have framed is, currently what all did it has? The answer of which is, currently it has a preamble, 25 parts with 12 schedules, 5 appendices, 448 articles and 101 amendments. Here a note is there that the teacher will write the answers of all the comprehensive questions on the blackboard and ask the students to note them down in their copies. This will make the blackboard summary. Now we come to the second unit. I have divided the plan in 4 columns. In the first column, I have written the subject matter. The second column is for teacher activity. The third column is for student activity, and in the last fourth column, blackboard summary will be mentioned. In the subject matter, I have written the content which I have taken, that is features of Indian Constitution. In the teacher activity column, I have written the teacher statement, which is as follows. The first feature is federalism. Federalism refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. The first developing question is, name the levels of government in India. The student will answer that in India we have government at the state level, at the central level, and Panchayati Raj at the village level. The Constitution contains lists that details the issue that each tier of government can make laws. In addition, the Constitution also specifies where each tier of government can get the money from the work that it does. All persons in India are governed by laws and policies made by each of these levels of government. The next feature is parliamentary form of government, which means that the people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. Now the teacher will ask one developing question, that is, who can contest election in the country. The students will answer that every citizen of the country, irrespective of his or her social background, can contest in election. The third feature is separation of powers. The three organs of government are legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature means the elected representatives by the people. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. The judiciary refers to the system of courts in India. Each organ acts as a check on the other organs of government. This ensures the balance of power between all the three. In the fourth column, that is blackboard summary, the features of Indian Constitution will be written like first one was federalism, second is parliamentary form of government, and third is separation of powers. In the fourth column, that is blackboard summary, the features of Indian Constitution will be written. The first one is federalism, second is parliamentary form of government, the third is separation of powers. In the subject matter column, the next feature, that is fundamental rights, will be written. In the teacher activity column, I have written the teacher statement, which is as follows. Fundamental rights. The Constitution guarantees the rights of individual against the state as well as against other individuals. It also guarantees the rights of minorities against the majority. The fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution includes right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Fundamental rights have two-fold objectives. Every citizen must be in a position to claim fundamental rights, and fundamental rights must be binding upon every authority that has got the power to make laws. The next feature is secularism. In the teacher statement column, I have written the teacher statement as secularism. A secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. The students will listen carefully. In the blackboard summary column, the Indian Constitution features fundamental rights and secularism will be mentioned. The next is the comprehension question of second unit. I have prepared 5 questions based on the second unit, which I have already explained. The main aim of comprehension question is to have a clear idea whether the students have understood the lesson or not. I have prepared 5 questions on the content of second unit like, what do you understand by federalism? The answer of which is federalism refers to the existence of more than one level of government in the country. The second question which I have framed is to define the parliamentary form of government. The answer of which is that in the parliamentary form of government, the people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. The third question which I have framed is what is the function of the executive. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government. The next question which I have framed is what are the fundamental rights granted in the Constitution? The answer of which is that fundamental rights are granted in the Indian Constitution include right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. The next question which I have prepared is what do you understand by a secular state? The answer of which is a secular state is one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. The important note over here is that teacher should write the answers of all the comprehensive questions on the blackboard and ask the students to note them down in their copies. This will make the blackboard summary. Now we come to recapitulation. I have prepared 5 questions based on Unit 1 and Unit 2. The answers of these questions should be written in short in the lesson plan. This is essential so that the supervisor who enters the class will know the correct answer and there is no confusion. The first question which I have prepared is, why was the Constituent Assembly of India created? The answer of which is created to draft the Indian Constitution. Second question is, at the commencement, how many articles, parts and schedules it comprised? It comprised of 395 articles in 22 parts and 8 schedule. The third question which I have framed is, define the parliamentary form of government. The answer of which is, people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. The fourth question which I have prepared is, what are the twofold objectives of fundamental rights? The answer of which is, every citizen must be in a position to claim fundamental rights and fundamental rights must be binding upon every authority that has got the power to make laws. The next question which I have framed is, what do you understand by secular state? The answer of which is, one in which the state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. If you found the video to be informative and interesting, I request you all to please give a like to my video to motivate me, share it with others and subscribe it so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get a notification. Now we will come to the classwork. Here, pupil teacher should prepare 5 fill in the blanks or match the column or true and false or multiple choice question based on the content taught. Here I have prepared 5 fill in the blanks, the answer of which I have written in bracket in the lesson plan, like the Constitution of India is the dash of India. The answer is supreme law. Second one is, the Constituent Assembly of India was presided over by dash. The answer is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The third one is, in India we have governments at the dash and Panchayati Raj at the village level. The answer is state level and the central level. The fourth one is, there are 3 organs of government dash and dash. The answer of which is legislature, executive and judiciary. These should be written on the roller board and taken in class, which will save the time of the teacher in class. The pupil teacher should not write the answer on the roller board. She should call the students one by one and ask them to write the correct answer. After this comes the homework. I have given the homework to write in short the main features of Indian Constitution. Thank you very much for patiently watching the video and don't forget to subscribe.